Now, if you've joined in the Autumn Jumpstarter, you will know that over the winter, the plant growth comes to an absolute standstill. So it would make sense at that point not to take your cuttings, leave all the leaves on for photosynthesis, because if over winter we pinched out those tips and took them away, the plant is only left with the leaves that you left after pinching, and they're not able to grow anymore, not until now. But at this time of the year, the plant, you can see almost by the day, has gone into active growth. So by taking the cutting now, the mother plant won't be compromised. It's easily able to replace those leaves and then actually create more stems for blooming in the spring. And your cutting will also do better, because once rooted, it will be light and bright in the greenhouse, and it will be able to grow into a happy, healthy plant. Here we have my snapdragons. Now you can see that this one has already been pinched and is branching beautifully. However, I haven't done this one yet, and I've kept it on purpose so that I could show you how to do snapdragon cuttings. It's exactly the same as how we take the sweet pea cuttings. Take as much of the stalk as you want to. I'll probably cut mine to about here, so that's where it will start branching, and that gives me plenty of material to work with. We'll go in just above a set of leaves, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove most of the foliage, because this plant with this much foliage needs lots of water, and it's now got no roots. We've just chopped them off. So what we've got to do now is reduce the stress on the plant to try and keep it alive until it roots. Using a scalpel, you can buy these really cheaply online. You can see that I'm just removing the side shoots from the plant, and I'm also just going to take out the tip. I can see we've got two little leaves emerging, so I'm going to leave these two leaves, and I'm going to take out these big ones because they're going to lose a lot of water. You can see how precise you can be with a scalpel, can't you? There we go, look at that. Tidy up the end. There we go. In order to keep the plant alive while it's busy growing its roots, we need to keep the plant hydrated, and a good way of doing that is to cover the plant. We've got here a little mini propagator, and what that will do is it will trap all the moisture that the plant is losing and keep it inside the propagator and around the plant. Here I've got some rooting powder. You don't have to use it, but it does help things along. Never dip your cutting into the rooting powder. So what I've done is I've just put a little bit of the powder on top. Before I add the rooting powder to the stem, I'm going to just dip it in water to make it stick. Now, if you get disturbed while you're making these cuttings, please do not leave them on the side in the greenhouse. You can just drop them into a little bowl of water, and that will keep them lovely and hydrated until you come back. You don't have one of these little half trays. You don't have to go shopping. You can fashion yourself a little mini propagator by using a small pot, and then this is a pasta sauce container, and it fits the top like a propagator lid just perfectly. Look at that. It was meant to be. Now with cuttings, you have just removed their roots. So the trick is now to make sure they don't wilt before they have a chance to create their own roots. So we do that by covering the plant. I like to use a propagator lid. You can use a plastic bag if you want to. However, I'm not a big fan, because if they touch the leaves, the plastic bag touches the leaves, it can cause the leaves to rot. So a propagator lid is ideal. That will then trap the moisture around the leaf area, stop it from wilting, and then the plant will have enough time to put down some roots. Rescue the cutting, dip it into hormone rooting powder, and I've dipped a little hole already. You don't want it too close to the edge, no matter what method you're using, because otherwise the propagator or the plastic bag will end up touching the leaves. That's not what you want. You can fit quite a few in here, and what I will do is I will just tap the pot down. I'm going to take some more cuttings, put them all in together, then tap the pot down, and that will settle all the compost around the roots. There we go, let's do another one for you. So I'm just going to slice off the leaves gently with the scalpel. There we go. Turn it round. Slice, slice.
quite difficult looking through the camera at what I'm doing. Now if you want to, you can just pinch out the tip if that's easier for you. A few more, got a few too many leaves there for my liking just at the moment, so let's take off another couple, and that one as well. There we go. Let's bring our water back in our pot so you can see it. So here's my cutting. Right, then we're going to dip it in water, dunk it in the hormone rooting powder, and then where's my dibber? There it is. Just dib a little hole and pop that in. Give it a little tap to settle the compost. No, it's not going to be touching the edge, that's fine. There we go, we'll just give them a little water in now to moisten the compost. There we go, that should be plenty. Mini propagator lid, one over the top. And we will put these in the kitchen until we see some active growth. It's too warm really in the greenhouse to take cuttings at the moment. They might frazzle in the warm sunshine. They'll probably overheat in the propagator. So I'm going to take these up to the kitchen where the temperature is much more stable and the light is much more gentle.
So we've covered our plant, and the very next thing we need to do is give it a nice warm place to encourage that root formation. So a heated propagator is ideal because it puts the warmth right where it's needed around the compost in that root zone area. If you don't have a heat mat, then just like the seeds, take them up to the house, put them on a nice warm sunny windowsill, and you'll know that they've taken as soon as the plant starts to go into active growth. And then we can acclimatise them slowly to the cold greenhouse where they can grow on, and then eventually you can split the cuttings out of their pot and separate them. And I'll show you how to do that next.